Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
10 o'clock here on the 8 News Now streaming channel. Welcome to the big program. We thank you so much for joining us. I'm John Langler.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ozzy Mora. Hopefully you looked up at the sky, painting the moon red, you name it. It was a good one today.
It was a little pocket. We're talking about the lunar
Yes.
eclipse this morning. We had it on Good Day Las Vegas, 3 to 7 every weekday morning on 8 News Now. It was from like 3 to 4 this morning that it was perfectly clear. We got some great video of it, which we'll talk about later on this morning, but it was beautiful. So if you missed it this morning, well, you'll have to wait a couple of years to see it again.
Right. Or look online, social media.
Yeah.
People have pictures up there too, sharing it.
Later on this morning, we will talk about the partial federal government shutdown, which is still in place. We haven't talked about it very much, but it's once again in the news because it's still going on. We'll talk about the eclipse. We'll talk about a rescue out at Red Rock Canyon as well. But let's start with a developing story down in the South Valley. This started happening late last night. A woman and a toddler found shot to death down near Dean Martin and Star in the Southern Highlands area. This is video from the scene last night. Details from Metro Police are still limited. This was around 9 last night. Metro Police officers were actually nearby. They heard gunshots, went to the scene, and they say they found a woman in her 20s and a toddler dead inside. At this point, we don't know the relationship between the child and the woman, two of the victims. No word on any suspects either, but we're waiting to get some more details from Metro Police. But a horrible situation down in the South Valley.
Yeah, if you know anything, please, even if it's a small detail, contact Crime Stoppers, Metro Police. We have those phone numbers for you on our website. Day 4 of the U.S.-Iran conflict. A rapidly escalating war involving U.S., Israel, and Iran. So right now, the region is in chaos. Israel is carrying out strikes on Tehran and Beirut, even targeting the compound where Iranian leaders were meeting to choose a successor to the late Supreme Leader Khamenei. So in response, Iran is not holding back. They're not sitting down. They've even launched a massive campaign of drones and missiles. But here's a twist to this. And even President Donald Trump spoke about this morning. Iran is hitting his neighbors, and the president says that's a surprise. It's neighbors like Qatar, which were largely trying to stay neutral. Here's what we know so far, the human and economic toll. So right now, casualties at last check, more than 780 people have been killed in Iran so far. Gas prices, and I'm sure John could talk about that too. We saw the biggest jump one day in U.S. gas prices since Hurricane Katrina. And then travel, much of the region's airspace is closed, leaving thousands of tourists stranded in U.S. embassies as well in places like other places around the country there. So a lot happening, a lot of moving parts here, John.
Yeah, there was an attack. So there was some damage to the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia in Riyadh. That was yesterday, I believe it was, when that damage took place. You were talking about the economic impact.
Yeah.
That's partially why we saw such a drop on the stock market. And you can see how it is right now. It's now down about a 1% or so. It was down to more than 2% early this morning when the stock market opened, when trading began. Still down more than 540 points this morning. Part of this is the fears of the ongoing war. There are other economic issues as well that are lingering on. So that seems like it's something of the economic toll of the war that has been going on for the last couple of days. You mentioned gas prices as well. We'll see that possibly being affected down the line. So a lot to dig through here. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Capitol Hill right now is talking to Congress about what's going on because lawmakers would like some more details about what the goal is of this conflict. Also on Capitol Hill, the partial federal government shutdown is still in place. We haven't really talked about it for a while, but it's still going on. Capitol Hill lawmakers have not passed a new funding measure for the Department of Homeland Security, so that shutdown lingers on, and we are approaching the time when TSA staff members, others within Homeland Security are supposed to get their paychecks, but they're not going to get them because the shutdown is going on right now. On Capitol Hill, as we speak, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is testifying about a variety of issues regarding Homeland Security. She was asked this morning about her comments after the shooting deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Good in Minneapolis earlier this year. She was questioned about the DHS purchase of a luxury jet, $220 million ad campaign featuring the Homeland Security Secretary, and just broadly the immigration policy. Lawmakers, Ozzy, want some answers from her before they approve a funding package. Here is a discussion between Senator Richard Blumenthal and Secretary Noem.
Wouldn't you agree that shooting Miramar Martinez on her way to donate clothing at her church, a United States citizen from Chicago, is wrong?
Sir, I don't know the situation or the case. I'll look into it.
Is
If-
the
when there
agent
is something that
who
is not
shot
done
Ms.
properly,
Martinez still on the job carrying a gun?
I don't know the details. I will find out and get that information to you.
And again, lawmakers want answers, Democrats and Republicans, before they approve a new funding measure for the Department of Homeland Security. And until then, this shutdown continues.
Yeah, and part of that too, when she was discussing, Noam didn't hold back either as well, accusing lawmakers of holding national security in quote hostage for political points. So it's something that we'll be following. All right, the front brake fear. So this is involving a motorcycle, I like to say, I know we have incidents there, but situations because things happen. All right, so Las Vegas police are noticing a dangerous trend on our roads. It's been happening now for quite some time. It turns out a lot of local riders, and this is all according to police, are only using their rear brakes because they're terrified of the front one. So this is causing accidents or situations, I like to say. They're worried that if they grab the front lever too hard, they'll go flying off the handlebars. So here we're seeing Metro, I believe, kind of showing an example of demo showing that both brakes makes your stopping distance way shorter. So that was part of the demo. So we went to the experts, right? We went to the College of Southern Nevada, who say when you slow down, the bike's weight shifts forward. So if you aren't using the front brake, you're basically trying to stop a freight train with a tricycle brake is basically what they're trying to say. So this is more like an educational type of story, kind of educating riders to stay safe on our roads. We've seen so many accidents, crashes involving motorcyclists, and they're kind of saying this is part of the reason why, they're not braking, using their brakes correctly.
Well, it's important. We talk so much about safety on our roads.
Right.
We see way too many crashes, whether it's motorcycles, cars, pedestrians, bikes, whatever the case may be. But part of being aware of your surroundings is also being aware of how to best use the equipment you're using. If you're driving, you use your brakes a certain way and your accelerator a certain way. And it's the same with the motorcycle. There's a reason they have front and rear brakes because you're supposed to use both of them. And just, if you won't fly over the front handlebars if you don't jam on the front at the same time. You're supposed to use them in tandem. So that's kind of the goal here from Metro Police and other experts in town is, okay, ride a motorcycle, but learn how to do it the right way and prevent crashes and accidents on the road.
This is good. They're educating people. I mean, it's fine, go out on your motorcycle, but just learn how to use it. Like you said, it's about practicing, right? Take practice.
It seems simple, but sometimes you need a little refresher course. You get some bad habits. Do it the right way.
John.
I didn't do nothing.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Let's get... Motorcycles?
He sounds like a professional, huh?
No. I watch them.
Yeah.
I see them from a distance. I can usually hear them in my neighborhood when they're on the freeway.
Yeah.
But I've never ridden a motorcycle myself.
How about
Ozzy?
me? Yes, I have.
Yes,
I
knew it.
I have.
Thrill seeker.
Yes, I love it. I took one class. I was terrified. I did okay, but I just don't trust myself on the road, like on the freeway and stuff, because I've been on motorcycles with people as a passenger, and they go flying.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
you
not ideal.
feel it. So there you go. There's my
Daryl?
story.
No, my nephew got the new e-scooter for Christmas, and I gave that a twirl, and I said, that's enough for me.
This is
I like the
great.
motorcycles with four wheels, a roof, and all that metal around you. I think they're called
and
cars.
a seatbelt, all that.
And a
all that
seatbelt,
stuff,
an
yeah.
airbag,
helmet inside too.
Air conditioning.
all that stuff. Let's move on to our question of the day. Daryl's here
Yes.
with our question of the day as well.
It's reading week, guys.
Nevada
Happy
Reading
reading
Week.
week across
yay.
Nevada. And we have a lot of readers in the building, in the room, as a matter of fact. So we want to know, what's your favorite genre? And put some options out there for you. Biographies, both auto and non-autobiographies. Horror, romance, fiction, in general. And they're anime as well. That's a big pocket of readers there. And if it's not there, feel free to hit other. But we want to hear from you. Scan that QR code or go to 8newsnow.com/vote. We're going to check on the results throughout the stream.
What do you reckon, Ozzy?
Horror and thriller.
Horror and thriller?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my thing. Right now, I'm starting to read. I'm on the first page. Don't judge me. The Silent Patient.
Okay.
So basically, it's about a lady, a painter who shoots her husband, and
Well, you're
then
only
she
a
stops
page in.
talking. Yes, I know, but I started skimming through it. Okay, I'm a skimmer.
Oh, okay. You
I like to skim-
start at the end of the book and then go to the beginning.
Yes, I like to skim. I go to Barnes and Noble and I just open up the book. Say, oh, this looks good. Let me start reading this and stuff. I'm like that type of person.
Okay. Well,
We'll
we can
hear
have
some more, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about our books and other books coming on later on here in the program as we celebrate Nevada Reading Week. We have much more 8 News Now coming up right after this. Stick around.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here at 10 in the morning. It's a gorgeous day. We had perfectly clear skies. I know I'm junior weather buddy, like Nate likes to say. I'm Ozzy Mora.
I'm John Langler, also a junior weather buddy, but my license has been revoked from time to time because I keep getting the days of the week wrong. But
That's all right.
it's a work in progress. That's why I'm a junior, not a senior. You were talking about it's beautiful outside. It was gorgeous this morning to see that eclipse, which we'll talk about in a second. Let's see what's on the horizon with our weather. Nate Tannenbaum.
All right, so before we get to the leftover breezy conditions and temperatures dropping a little bit, wanted to have a look back at an hour or two ago on Kyle Canyon up towards Mount Charleston. Did you see skywriting? I can't tell that they're writing anything that we need to look at. The camera will come back here in just a second or so. The bottom line, let's talk about cooler air that is sliding into southern Nevada as a result of the very strong winds that we had, and this is bringing the high temperatures down a little bit. Your weather headlines go like this: just breezy, but in the next couple of days the wind is going to pick up again. The temperature roller coaster for sure going down, and yet another of the many reminders of setting your clocks ahead Saturday night, the ones that don't do it automatically. So we're going to go for 75 today after 59 earlier this morning, so this is still way above normal. On the 8-day forecast, you'll see the daytime highs maybe slipping back closer to normal. Let's see what we got going on out there. The next system is coming on shore right now in the Pacific Northwest. The system we had causing snow for southern Wyoming, northern Colorado. A mix of rain, snow, and ice moving into the mid-Atlantic and New England states. Now your most accurate 8-day forecast. Maybe some clouds. Here's the wind coming back again Thursday and Friday. Look at the high temps, maybe dipping below normal. There's your move forward. You spring forward your clock Saturday night into Sunday as the streamcast rolls on.
Temperature's finally going to cool off again. I can dust off some sweaters and parkas.
Bring it out, my cardigan, all of that,
for
blanket.
For like 10 seconds. We were mentioning earlier the weather forecast this morning and the clear skies for that eclipse. We got some amazing video of what we saw this morning. I believe it's called the blood moon.
Yeah, definitely. The moon, if you looked up to the skies, was having a mood swing.
Oh my goodness. You've been hanging out with Nate too much.
I'm trying. Oh, we hear some snaps over here.
Yeah.
All right, so North America was treated to a spectacular total lunar eclipse that turned the full moon deep rusty red. We were also able to see it as well. I know we have some pictures too, right, Daryl, to show.
Viewers sent in a lot. Yeah, we're going to have to mix some of those in, matter of fact. That would be good to show.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought
that
we
video
had
is
those
cool
pictures.
too. Now
Yes.
that's not as fast as the moon was dropping, by the way. Don't be concerned. We time-lapsed that video, but it looks cool though, doesn't it?
People were able to see it like at 3.
Between 3 and 4 in the morning for the most part. That was the best time.
Yeah, and then it won't happen until another 3 years, 2028. It was
On New Year's Eve.
Yes,
It's gonna
New
be,
Year's Eve. So it was really beautiful. I was not able to step out because I didn't wake up from my alarm. I was like, 3 years and 3 years.
The photography nerd in me desperately wanted to go onto the roof here at Channel 8 and take some pictures of it, but we had this pesky newscast to get ready for, so I didn't get a chance.
But I'm sure Sherry talked about it.
She did, yeah. It was beautiful to see. So very cool stuff. Hopefully, I had a chance.
Probably Ozzy, but did either of you have trouble sleeping last night?
I did. I could talk
that
about that all
happens.
day.
Right. During full
Superstition
moons.
stuff, but
It's because of the moon?
That's what they say. My 4-year-old was like, but no, the moon. And this brother would not go to sleep last night. And I was like, you know about the moon tonight?
they teach him about it at school.
I'm looking for anything to blame for a bad night's sleep. So if I can blame it on the moon, I'm cool with that.
Right.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with anything else. So thank you for all the pictures that you sent in. We'll show more of them on the
Yeah,
website.
we'll show hopefully at 2:00.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get out to Red Rock.
Oh, yes. So this is an interesting situation. So a rock climber basically was clinging for his life, but it gave it a whole different meaning. This was happening, I believe it happened on Saturday. A climber was about 600 feet up a route called Dream Safari. So when this climber took a terrifying 40 to 50 foot fall, okay? That is deep. So let's put that into perspective. That's like falling off a 4-story building while dangling off a mountain. I mean, that is terrifying. So the climber ended up with severe head and back injuries, but luckily they weren't alone. They had someone there with them to kind of help them through the process. And of course, they called for help. That's when rescue crews came out and the elite search and rescue, they came out. But this took like 7 hours, John, to help this person, the climber.
Yeah, if you're familiar, it's Dark Shadows Wall in Pine Creek Canyon. So it's pretty deep in there. As you mentioned, took him 7 hours. And from what I understand from Red Rock Search and Rescue, the climber had all the proper gear, was doing everything the right way, and just what should have been a relatively reasonable fall of maybe 10 feet. Because it came undone, ended up being 40, 50 feet. And thankfully that the climber had the gear on and especially had the helmet. And the climber posted and thanked Metro Police and Search and Rescue for their work and said, I think he said my helmet was annihilated.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the idea, because the helmet got annihilated. You know, the injuries weren't as bad as they could have been.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, thankfully, the Red Rock Search and Rescue got the climber out of there, and they should make a recovery. But scary moment. You got to be careful out in the Red Rock area.
Absolutely. He did say it was like a, in quote, fluke accident. So he was really open and honest on Instagram.
Yeah. Back here in the Valley, a scam and a trial on a scam that's been postponed. We've been covering this for some time now. It's a company that was called Patio Covers for Less. And the two people behind it you just saw right there, Ryan Vizzola and Amy Roosh, are accused of defrauding customers out of tens of thousands of dollars, and they face criminal charges now. They accepted money for work that never ended up getting done. So they're victims all over the valley. Mr. Vizzola's trial has been postponed. Ms. Roosh, I believe, is supposed to be in court later on this year to face the charges of fraud in this case. But the twist in this now is that some of the victims are starting to get money back. Through the state of Nevada, the Contractors Board, there's the Residential Recovery Fund, and now these people who've been victimized out of tens of thousands of dollars are getting some money from the state because they've been victims of a crime.
Yeah, the board says, don't pay in cash.
Yeah, there's ways to protect yourself.
Yeah, make sure you write the check to the exact company, the name of the company. So, and the person, the ones that were impacted by this, they're basically saying don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying.
We spoke to one customer who wrote a check for $2,100 2 years ago to this alleged scam company. They've just now gotten a check from the state of Nevada. So that's 2 years to wait to get your money back.
Time.
But at least there is some money coming back in. It's just to wait for it. But you can imagine you're hoping to get some work done on your house, and then all of a sudden you've been scammed. Got to protect yourself. We have much more. 8 News Now at 10 coming up right after this. We'll talk about the question of the day and Nevada Reading Week. Stick around.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Welcome back to 8 News Now at 10 here on the streaming channel. It's John, it's Ozzy, and it's time to revisit our question the day here as we mark Nevada Reading Week.
Oh, yeah. Daryl, what is the question?
Yeah, we've got a nice chunk of responses. What is your favorite genre to read in honor of Reading Week? And we've got some votes all over the board. We got a tie between biographies and romance, but fiction. Fiction is comfortably in the lead right now.
Presumably horror and romance and anime would be fiction. But, you know, it's important
Leave it up to John.
No.
I know.
Well, it's like on
It's a technicality.
it's like on Wheel of Fortune when they say something is a thing.
Yeah,
Right.
Everything is a thing.
Very true.
Very
because,
true,
yes,
John.
I didn't put nonfiction in fiction because I was like, well, we got to specify one of these. But
Whatever you're into.
nice turnout.
Live
Thank
your
you
life.
all
Gonna judge.
for
Live your
participating.
life.
It's all good. No, but it is Nevada Reading Week.
Yeah.
We thank you for joining in. We were talking beforehand. I've been trying to finish For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ernest Hemingway book.
Okay.
I've been reading that book for like 6 months, and I think I'm
Chapter
only,
1?
Nah.
No?
Well, you're still on page 1. Don't
Yes,
give me that.
whatever. I just bought the book like last week. So
But
give me a
reading is
break.
so important. That's what when we go to Nevada Reading Week events, Daryl's going to go to one too. It's important to encourage kids to read. I mean, we read in our jobs every day.
Every single day.
So that's the whole idea of Nevada Reading Week. We've seen the mayor, I think, was at a school. That's Irene Bustamante Adams from the CCSD School Board, who was at a Nevada Reading Week event at Rogers Elementary, where I'll be later on today. And that's the whole idea, is to get kids interested in reading.
Yeah, and I mean, you remember probably when someone came to read your class. It was like a firefighter or police, and they're like, "Oh, you got so excited! We have a guest!" And I love to get all animated with the kids because then they remember that they interact with you and engage with you. So, anywho,
What's the strangest question you've been asked at the Nevada Reading Week thing by the kids?
Oh my goodness! Oh, this little boy, he asked me. He's like, "How many dresses do you wear throughout the week?" I was like, "Oh, that's a great question." And I did answer. I think I told him like, I don't know, a dozen. I have a whole closet. And I remember reading in my daughter's class, and that was interesting. She was not paying attention. The rest were. And I looked at her like, how dare you? How dare you, little girl? All right. So as John mentioned, Nevada Reading Week officially kicks off. And, you know, it's very interesting. The goal, obviously, is to get more kids to read in Clark County. We've done many reports where, you know, there's a problem. And according to several studies I've also done, right now only about 45% of third graders can read. That's a slight improvement, though, so I want to focus on the positives. We're going up there, and I know I've interviewed several schools as well where their MAP scores are increasing slowly but surely, so we're getting there. We need some work. Nevada right now currently has the lowest enrollment in early childhood programs in the country, and we've also done reports that that's where it all starts, right? Pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, it all starts there, hopefully to get the kids reading by third grade, because after that, it's a little bit difficult. You know, everyone's on a different journey. So organizations like Teach for America, definitely sounding the alarm as well. If a kid can't read well by third grade, everything else from history to science kind of trickles down as well. So there's a lot of organizations kind of stepping in to push, you know, to get reading out there. Read 5 minutes, read a magazine. If you're at McDonald's, you know, have them read the Happy Meal label. There's just so many ways to get kids engaged, and I believe in that as well, John.
Yeah, it's very cool. Let's quickly mention the Remarkable Woman winner here in Las Vegas, something we do every year, of course. The winner this year, Elizabeth Irway, who's the lead child and youth program coordinator with the Nevada National Guard. She gives back to military families that are affected by deployments with education, with counseling, a variety of different organizations. She helps plan events for the kids as well. She also volunteers at 3 Square and the Nevada SPCA. She's an amazing woman here in the Valley, one of many remarkable women that we've been profiling, but she is our big winner this year. She gets to go to the celebration down in Nashville. We have the full story at 8newsnow.com.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the day, and we'll see you soon.